Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia. Now, when we left off, we had just taken out a couple of vassals, and indeed, a lot of orc patrols, including Great Warlord Crothu. Now, these fellows actually do have 200 prisoners in the hold here, and I'm just taking a look at the list, and it doesn't appear as though they have many powerful ones at all for us to plunder. However, it does appear as though they have quite a few Blazing Hand Knights. As you can see, Blazing Hand Knight 8. There are 8 of them. That is very nice, I have to admit. So, before we do anything else, what we want to do is, of course, level up some Inquisitors. We want to get as many of those as we can get. And we are, of course, otherwise going to want to level up other units. I'm hoping these monks are going to level up pretty fast. We do need their assistance. And we are going to be waiting here for some time. I know, very strange, isn't it? But wow, okay. Well, yes, that was actually a little bit surprising, I have to admit. I was hoping that we would not have any difficulties when it came to orc patrols any further, but it appears as though Bloody Cliff actually has an unfortunate side effect of being able to spawn orc patrols almost every 12 hours by the looks of things. So, we are going to have to be very, very difficult, or should we say, what? No. We are going to have to be very careful, not very difficult. Oh my goodness. What is going on there? Okay, so everyone is going to be charging in right here. We have lost all of our faith power thanks to one of their orc raider shaman casting that on us. As you could plainly see, that was 100 damage from a lance. I do believe that was a lance at least. Well, I don't think we're actually going to be having too many difficulties, but I feel like the one thing we need to do is actually go back to one of our castles and allow them to regenerate themselves, which is really something I didn't want to do, but it is something that I think we must do in order to take it. Because if we return with a much stronger force, because obviously we only have 168 available for battle, and we have 209 total, so it would have actually been a really nice idea if we had rejuvenated ourselves before actually heading in, but well, I thought to myself, there's no orc patrols around here, is there? No. Apparently, they just spawned one immediately, and they thought to themselves, oh yes, we'll just go in against this guy, even though we're probably going to lose against him. So, yeah, they're not being very nice, are they? They're not being very nice at all, but we will, of course, prevail in the end, but they do have over 1,000 troops in Bloody Cliff, and it is going to be a very difficult battle. But thankfully enough, this is going to be done very, very quickly indeed. Yes, only 2 more enemies remain. I do believe that the main reason why we had difficulties there was because I jumped in. And I should have probably been a little bit more cautious. I should have let our Blazing Hand Inquisitors take the full brunt of the assault. But, as you know me, I do like to rush in where angels fear to tread. And that is indeed the reason why we had a couple of difficulties. And by a couple, I mean a huge amount, and we died very quickly indeed. Right. So what is that? I don't actually know what that is. Wow, it's just a guy that's going in there. Alright, okay, so we have 200 units, and 142 of them are available for battle. So we are going to be heading over to Sistla Castle. As you can see here, we are actually gaining 10,000 dinars per week, which is actually rather impressive, I have to admit, considering we already have about 1,080,000 dinars in our gnomish bank. Hello, Orc Patrol. Ah. Yes. It appears as though these Orc Patrols are being rather relentless, and I have to admit I'm actually not too pleased about that. I'm actually a little bit irritated, suffice it to say, because these guys are actually going to pursue us until the ends of the earth, and it's really not going to be a very positive experience for either side, because, of course, they are going to weaken us slightly. That is the main reason why the Orcs do appear to be rather resilient in comparison to the other factions, because of course you do have to deal with their patrols and indeed their system of spawning that they are currently using, which I have to admit is really not very nice, but we will see. It is meaning that we have a much greater challenge than normal, which I would say is actually rather enjoyable, and we are going to hopefully take out as many of these guys as we can. It appears as though we're doing a lot better job this time around. As you can see, we're actually dealing some pretty considerable damage with our Holy Avenger. Whereas beforehand, of course, we were absolutely atrocious, just dying almost immediately. So, yes, this is a little bit better this time around. We can hopefully take that guy out. There we go. We're dealing significant damage, as you can plainly see. We are dealing so much damage right now. I am incredibly pleased that we have this sword right now. Because if I just had the scimitar, look at that, 200 damage to an orc rider. I mean, really, 200 damage. That is absolutely insane to a normal unit. Obviously, they do have no armor. I would assume they have very little armor. And that is the reason why they're taking a lot more damage, but still. Let's see how much we can do to this guy. 68! So, there you go. We're still one-shotting enemies that have chainmail on, which is, I have to say, quite nice. And I do believe, yes, one enemy remains, and there it is. Taken out without any difficulties whatsoever. And hopefully we'll now be able to get to Stithler Castle. I would like to be able to. Okay, let's take a look here. Orc Patrol is moving at 4.6. We are moving at 4.5. That is not good. Oh, we're outrunning them. Okay, I'm actually unsure how we did that. Well, whatever the case, we are now going to be resting here for some time, and I think we're probably going to be waiting until the next day. And then we will be heading back to Bloody Cliff and dealing some significant damage. There we go. So as you can see, we now have, what is that? 1,239,000. Yeah. Okay, so everyone is rejuvenated. We have a couple more Blazing Hand Infantry, which I am going to actually be moving up in rank. And these Dwarven Paragons can go a little bit further down, because of course they're going to be a little bit tricky to handle with the siege, of course. I think this will be rather nice. There we go. Okay, so everyone is pretty much ready, and we can now head over to Bloody Cliff. We are losing 3 morale per day, because of course we do not have any food. So that is really quite unfortunate. Also, this is unfortunate. As you can plainly see, we are going to have many difficulties with the Orc Patrols. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it appears as though what we will need to do is be very active in keeping our units alive. And even if we have to rest outside Bloody Cliff, I feel like that is going to have to be the way of things, because if we have to rest outside, then of course we can take out a couple of Orc Patrols, we can try and dwindle them as much as possible, and see if we can weaken them sufficiently enough to be able to actually build something, because of course they are just going to continually intercept us when we're trying to build ladders, and that's really not going to be very pleasant, is it? So we're going to hopefully be able to do that. If not, then I can only hope that we have luck on our side, really. There we are, take out that Orc Rider, thank you very much. And it appears as though everything's going quite well, however we are losing a little bit of Inquisitors once again. Not really great to lose those, that's for sure. We've lost 3 units so far. We really cannot handle losing more, because we need every single man and woman we can get to prevail against the overwhelming might of the garrison at Bloody Cliff. So, oh, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very tricky indeed. 215 damage, look at that. Now that is insane. I suppose we are getting them back a little bit now for their 100 damage that they did to us in a previous encounter, so I suppose it is only fair. It is only fair that we do so. Okay, there we go. Very nice indeed, thank you. Okay, oh wow, they actually have... Okay, this was actually useful. This was actually very useful. We have a lot of Blazing Hand units that we can actually acquire from the prisoners here, and they do have 9 Dwarven Paragons. Wow, how did they defeat those? I actually have no clue. But I am very happy to be taking them, that is for sure. So, oh my. That was actually a big mistake for them to encounter us right there, because now, you know what they're going to be facing. Oh yeah, they're going to be facing a huge amount of Blazing Hand units that we've just recently acquired. Okay, so it appears as though a couple of their vassals have now reappeared, which is really quite sad, I have to admit. But we are going to be building our ladders, if we are allowed to. Of course, this is exactly my point. This is exactly the reason why it's a little bit tricky. I feel like something needs to be changed, maybe if this mod is actually still being developed. I do not know. I haven't checked the download page in quite some time, but nevertheless, if it is still being developed, I would potentially suggest to the creator, however you want to say, that they reduce the spawn rate of the Orc Patrols just slightly, because obviously it is quite a war of attrition, which I suppose is the effect they were going for, but still, I would very much appreciate some leeway when it comes to building the ladders and so on. Because otherwise you're just going to be fighting Orc Patrols constantly, which is probably not going to be the greatest thing ever, but yes, it is one of those things. The Orcs do have an overwhelming amount of units in the garrison already, so not entirely sure if they need the forces from the Orc Patrols as well to bolster that defense. Come on, take him out. Okay, take out his mount at least. Wow, that guy was able to block us? I really cannot believe that. Okay. There we are. That's a lot better. Thank you. And we do have a reinforcement wave coming in here as well, but really, we really do not need to worry about that at all. Everything is completely fine. And, oh, it appears as though someone actually healed my horse, which I do appreciate quite a bit. I don't believe I healed it. Okay, no, you cannot use a shield. And apparently you can, because I just did damage to you. I knew that was going to happen. You know that? I actually took my hand off the left mouse button, and I was about to say, oh, you know what? Let's block this guy, because he's no doubt going to get a headshot. And there we have it. That is rather impressive, I have to admit. Impressive but irritating at the same time. Oh, yes. Okay, so we've only lost 2 units, so I am actually quite pleased about that. I don't think we're going to be having any difficulties when it comes to constructing our ladders, hopefully. But the problem is, all of these Orc Patrols are really for free. You realize that? They are actually for free. There is no difficulty whatsoever with any of the vassals losing any of their power for this. They are spawning out of nowhere with a huge amount of units. Well, not a huge amount, but they do have a reasonable amount every single time, about 100 units every single time, and of course they deal damage. They do deal damage. As you can see, we lost 2 units right there, not too much, but they did knock a couple of us unconscious as well, so there is that to take into account. And yes, we will not be taking any loot, thank you very much. So, let's wait until tomorrow and hopefully not get intercepted once again. No? No? Nothing happening? No? Ah! Wow, that is actually really lucky. Okay, so this is noon and... Okay. Okay, well, I'm not irritated so much now because we do have our ladders. Oh yes, we have our ladders built. So now we will be heading in. We will be heading into the siege very, very quickly indeed. I actually don't think we should be charging in here, so I'm going to hopefully tell our units to turn around. Yes. Come on, I'm trying to take some of them down off their wargs, because right now I don't think I'd be able to take out one of them. Oh, never mind, I actually did. And now I'm going to die. Am I going to die? No. There we are. Terrify at its best. Thank you very much. Let's take out that guy. And take out this one. Oh, yes. Excellent. And there's my horse going down. I have a couple of those horses, so I don't mind if this one dies, although... Yes, it would be best if it did not become crippled or lame or anything like that, so let's see if we can actually make that a reality. And I am being run over by 1,000 wargs. Oh my goodness, it sounds like one of those curses that they would give on, I don't know, Halloween or something. A curse upon you, over 1,000 wargs, and so on. But yes, it appears as though that might be the case anyway. Ah, thank you, armored warg. There we are, take out that guy, and then we can deal with this one too. Deal some damage at least, not too much. Oh, he got barbecued, thank you. That is very nice. Okay, everything seems to be going mighty fine right here. We only lost 1 unit in this particular battle as well, and they had more units? Okay, what's going on there? Interesting. I suppose they didn't get any lucky hits, and I was able to distract many of them as well, because of course they were hungry for our blood, and that was not incredibly nice, was it? No. Okay, so many of them did actually rout, as you can see. 13 of them actually routed, which is not too bad. And there we go. The other one also left as well. So that's fine. That is perfectly fine. Now, bloody... yes, no. Okay. Thank you very much. I just wanted to take out those guys as quickly as we could. And now, we will be heading into Bloody Cliff. Really? Why are there so many Orc Patrols around here? Really? Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I actually don't know what our units are like and what kind of HP we have, but we are going to be... Oh! Oh! Okay. The defenders are coming out. Okay. This is going to be a little bit tricky. Is it? We are going to be fine, right? I am actually not sure about that. Okay, I'm a little bit worried. Okay, scimitar at the ready. Okay, wait a minute. Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's go in and terrify. No. Yes. That's what you get. Oh yeah, that is what you get for trying to take out the scimitar-wielding guy. That is my official title. Yes, the scimitar-wielding guy. That sounds like some sort of show that you'd see on primetime TV or something. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. No. Get me out of that animation. Thank you very much. Thank goodness this guy was not able to do too much damage. There we are. Wow, this actually seems like quite the oh my goodness, that does seem like quite the massacre. We actually have not lost any units to death whatsoever. We've only lost them due to unconsciousness, and wow, Alethera is actually showing us how to play. Woohoo! How to play with an archery build. That is amazing. So, there we go. Wow, she took out those guys incredibly fast. And now, as you can see, we've just gained 40 renown and 12 morale. Very nice indeed. Let's lead our soldiers in assault once again. I have a feeling that we might actually have a very good chance of being able to succeed here very easily, if that is any inclination, that previous fight. But, of course, it just depends on this. It depends on our initial charge. If we are going to be prevailing here, we are going to have to be very, very careful. And, wait a minute. Switch to the right weapon. That might be a good idea, wouldn't it? Okay, come on. Terrify. There we are. I terrified as many units as I could. And now, we're going to be heading in here as quickly as we can. There we are. Thank you very much. Let's take out these guys first so that our units do not get distracted by them. There we are. That is much better. And now... oh yes, I have a good feeling about this. Oh yes, very nice indeed. So I think we're actually going to be staying on this side. I would have actually been a little bit tempted to jump down and then head from the other side. But that usually does not end well, so I'm trying to be a little bit more safe. Should I? Should I try to be safe? When have I ever been safe? Like really? When have I ever been safe? I don't think I have ever been safe in the entirety that I've been playing this. Maybe at some point when I was very low HP, but generally, I never play it safe in this regard. I do find it a lot more fun to be risky and take chances. But we do appear to be taking out all of those units, so we don't really need to worry about that, and we can actually take out these guys as well. There we are, thank you. Okay, I hope my units actually start fighting behind them now. It appears as though they are. Yeah! Oh yes, this is great. Okay, this is very, very good. Look at this. Look at how many damages we are doing. How many damages? Yes. That's exactly what I meant to say. How many damages? That is very good. Okay, so let us bless. Let us bravery everyone. And I'm actually going to be healing once I get another bit of faith power. Unless one of our other units wants to heal us. That would be rather nice of them. Okay, now we can decide to either wait until our units are able to make space for us, or we can jump down and head behind our enemies. I think that heading behind our enemies is probably going to be a suicide mission, so I think that's probably not going to happen, but yeah, I really need to get in here. I really need to get in here right now. Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon, is it? Is it? Maybe. A little bit worried, I gotta say, a little bit worried, but I think we should be fine. As long as I do not get shot by any kind of ranged weapon. We'll see. New enemies have arrived. That's not good. There's a constant flow of reinforcements. That is really not a good sign. How many units have we lost so far? 5 units to death, 17 wounded, 18 wounded. Most of them are actually Inquisitors, and we have about 80 of them. 90 maybe. So I think that is a pretty good ratio so far. We've already taken out 280 of their units as well. So yeah, 280 down, a lot to go. That is for sure. Okay, come on guys. You gotta make way now. You gotta move. You can't just let them... you can't just let them stay there. That is terrible. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I can get in through this way. Yes. This might actually be a good plan. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. There we go. Very nice. Okay, let's get back into the fray. Oh yeah. There we go. Very nice. Okay, what we're going to try to... No. No. Okay, what we're going to try to do is heal twice. Just heal everyone around us right now. Get our shield back out. There we go. And then we're going to try to clear out the path. The path of the way is not an easy one. Yes, I actually don't know what I was about to say there, but I decided to quote something from one of my favorite sci-fi shows, but of course, I think I probably got it wrong. Yes, I probably did. It's been a while since I've seen that, actually, and I do need to revisit it at some point. Andromeda, that's what it's called. So if you guys want to see that as well, then I would highly recommend it. It is actually a very good show. It starts off being, well, I would say it starts off being incredibly cheesy and corny, but in the end, not in the end, but as time goes on, you really get attached to the characters, and it's actually a very good show, but just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. That is a recommendation from me. So, if you like sci-fi, then I would highly recommend it. But, of course, we are here, and we are trying to get past all of these units. Oh my goodness, no. They all have some very big cleavers. I'm a little bit worried about being in this position. Okay. No. No. No, 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 no. Oh, thank you. Someone healed me. Okay, thank you very much. One of our Blazing Hand Inquisitors, no doubt. Okay, careful. Oh no. I've lost it. I've lost my shield. Okay, wait. Can I heal? Yes, I can. Only a very small amount, though. Only a very small amount. Do we have a shield? Do we have a shield on the ground that I can pick up? I don't think I do. Oh, no. Oh, there's a shield. Thank you. I got one. Very nice. Okay, there we go. Did we win? Did we actually win? I believe we did. Excellent. Very nice indeed. Look at that. 39 renown and 23 morale. 8 Inquisitors were taken out, but really 8 against 551? That is not too bad at all. Now we are in the heart of the streets, and we will be easily taking them out by the looks of things. Lezelet was just like, oh, oh no, never mind. I was about to talk him up right there, but it appears as though he was taken out very easily indeed. That is a little bit embarrassing, a little bit disappointing as well at the same time. Now let's hopefully not get killed ourselves, shall we? There we are, thank you. Come on, take out that guy. Now I do want to be very, very careful about this fellow. There we are. Thank you. Okay, so let's just heal a little bit, make sure Kevtil stays alive. We need him potentially for the next phase of the battle, because of course we are going to get into the keep. Come on, Kevtil. Yes. You have a very slow hammer, but it does a great deal of damage. I'm going to heal these guys quite a lot, just to make sure that they are full HP. 39 renown once again. And the castle is now ours for the taking. Let's do this. Let's bless everyone as much as we can. Oh no. Bad mistake. Oh! Alright. Alright. Okay. We're going to be using the environment a little bit just to make sure that we have the upper hand, and then we are going to be taking these guys on. Of course, they do have throwing weapons, so I need to be a little bit careful. But thank you very much. The Scimitar of Speed, everyone. That was the main reason why I was able to do that. My goodness. There we are. 39 renown, and now we are about to see a huge amount of vassals running away from us, and indeed, maybe even being taken prisoner by us. But no, I'm actually going to be letting most of them go. Unfortunately enough, I would have liked to have taken more, obviously, but we do have 8 Blazing Hand Inquisitors, 8 infantry, 9 infantry in fact. And we do have some Blazing Hand Knights as well, as we saw. And that is it. That's all we can take. Isn't that disappointing? Yes, it is. We're going to release those watchmen. Thank goodness Dr. Manhattan isn't here to see it. Huh? Is that a good reference? Yeah, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait a minute. 16 more Blazing Hand Inquisitors. I like that quite a lot. And Blazing Hand Footmen, thank you. Okay, we are good. We are exceptionally good right now. Very nice indeed to see all of those guys. And there we have it. Okay, so we are going to be taking a couple of pieces of loot there. We don't really need the money. That's why I'm not taking any prisoners either, of course. And now, I am actually unsure who we are going to give this to. I suppose Rogi could use it. Lord Coventim is quite low, as well as Lord Gavid, but there it is. Isn't that insane? That is exceptionally good. We were able to take that without too many difficulties whatsoever, and I am very pleased about that, to say the least. Wow, I cannot believe it, actually. I really cannot. I thought we were going to have many more difficulties than that. I really did. Wow. Okay. So we can just sell that, then, yeah, that is perfectly fine, and we're going to buy some food, too. Let's do that. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so there it is. Bloody Cliff has fallen to the likes of the Sanctus Bellicus, and I am actually unsure what we're going to be doing next time, because we have vanquished many of our Oh, I know what we're going to be doing next time. We are going to be hunting down all of the Bleeding Throat clan vassals and indeed their fiefs that are scattered throughout the land, and we are going to be eliminating them from the game as quickly as we possibly can. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.